How professional of me. How professional of me. Hope everyone is doing well. Mike's was just, I don't know what happened there. Bless up to everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. We are going to be talking about ARNE Slot, Mo Salah, and Konate in today's live stream. Konate to Madrid is off, according to David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. Also, I'm going to give you my thoughts as why Mo Salah should be dropped, and also should ARNE Slot be basically sacked this weekend if he loses to West Ham. Let's bless up the chat first of all. Big up to Benjamin. Konate to Madrid off. Thoughts? Well, mate, I am going to be giving you my thoughts. I am going to be giving you my thoughts on that very, very shortly. Let's bless up the chat. Big up to Benjamin. Think he goes to PSG. Big up to Curtis, lad. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Bless up to you, bro. Do I personally celebrate it? No, not really. Here in the UK, it's more like we don't really have like a Thanksgiving type thing. It's more Black Friday, if you know. Bless up to Katie. Hope you're well. Big up to Antico. Big up to my brother. Yo, bless up to my brothers here, man. Hope you're doing well, my G. Bless up to you as always, my guy. You seen the Simon Hughes article? Pathetic. I've not seen it. I've been out shopping literally all day. All I've got was my granddad rang me saying, "Yo, he's not going to Madrid. Is it true?" So obviously that's the only thing I literally know in terms of Liverpool news. But yeah, we'll get into it. Big up to Jordan in the chat. But yeah, chat, man. Talk to me, bro. We have West Ham this weekend. West Ham this weekend. Oh, my Lord. Slap the likes and subscribe. If we don't beat West Ham, I'm already concerned. I'm already agitated. I'm already frustrated. But if we don't beat West Ham, we need to set the alarm bells off. Call the police, call the ambulance, call the doctors, call any single person. Like Aunt Dicko's just said in the chat. This is a 6-pointer against West Ham. If they win, they go 4 points behind Liverpool. If West Ham win, they go 4 points behind Liverpool. And they've won 3 games. 3. They've been taking defeats. And the scary thing? They're in form. They beat Newcastle 3-1, beat Burnley 3-2, and took a point off Bournemouth. Okay, Burnley, everyone beats Burnley. Cool, whatever. But beating Newcastle 3-1 at home and taking a point off Bournemouth away is a fantastic result. It's an absolutely fantastic result. Genuinely, if we actually don't beat West Ham, I think top 5 is going to be looking tight. Because I know people will say, you're 2 points off, you win, and let's say an Aston Villa and Palace drop points, you're back in it. But the difference is this Liverpool team cannot forget winning 2-3 in a row. They can't even win 1 in a row. So what makes you think we're in a top 5 race? Because we're not even anywhere remotely close to winning a football match. Sack the lot. Get rid of the players that needs to go. Because there is players, and I'm going to be doing a show very soon where I'm going to be doing like a Liverpool, going through the whole Liverpool squad, and I'm going to be doing my keep, sell, loan edition. I'm going to be doing that on Monday. So, because obviously the January transfer window, also, etc., etc. But yeah, bless up to everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Big up to Joe in the chat. Big up. Yeah, I get you, bro. Some people still covering their ears thinking it's not bad, and it's pathetic. How on earth are people saying it's not that bad? This is our worst form since 1953. Not even my granddad has seen it this bad. And my granddad is like 70. And he has not seen it this bad. But then you'll get people like this tweeting out under Arne Slot versus West Ham, 12 goals scored, 3 matches, 3 wins. That's when Liverpool were good. We were actually good. In that September to January, we were fantastic. We beated everyone, barring Forest. So that's irrelevant. Genuinely irrelevant. Oh, fuck the Sun. Don't read what they say. Fuck them. Like this post if you want Arne Slot to get sacked. 3k likes. Genuinely, chat. Genuinely. If we don't beat West Ham, and this is what IndyCar News has said, breaking Liverpool emergency has ended. Arne Slot received his final warning. He needs to get 6 points out the next 2 Premier League games. So is he basically sacked on Monday then? Because we ain't beating West Ham. Please, chat. Am I just being stupid? Because we are not beating West Ham United. I'm telling you this for a fact. We ain't beating West Ham. What makes you genuinely think we're going to beat West Ham? Real talk. I was arguing with a fella behind me at the Forest game and I said, maybe it's time. Saying to me he needs time. I said, how much time? Just saying. Just sort it out. How much time do you give him? Do you give him until we're near the relegation zone? Because people will say, oh, Reacts, you're being dramatic. You're being dramatic. Yeah, okay, I'm being dramatic. All the teams that are below us, we're actually losing to. Brentford, we almost lost to West Ham. Newcastle, sorry. Have we played Fulham yet? Have we played Fulham yet? No, we haven't. We've not played Fulham yet. We have not played Fulham yet. We've got them in January. Yeah, we got Fulham in January. Chat, I'm telling you now. Genuinely, what are Leeds' next couple of fixtures? Okay, they're quite tough to be fair. Because I was going to say, if Leeds have some like really easy ass games, I don't know. Let's say they got like a Wolves, a Burnley. There is an argument that Liverpool could be actually getting into 18th. Chat, based off the last 5 matches, we're 18th. We're rock bottom based off the last like 12 games. We are in relegation form. Wake up. It's 6 minutes to 3. Wake up, smell the coffee, have 100 cups if you need to, get a butt ton of Red Bulls. Whatever you need to wake you up. We are not beating West Ham. Genuinely, and I'm absolutely petrified of playing Sunderland. I'm absolutely petrified of playing Sunderland come Sunday. Sorry, next Wednesday. This is a team that can be robotic, that can do defensive due diligence, can actually play teams off the park, which have done so this season if you've watched them. They can dig deep and get points like they did against Arsenal. And what's Sunderland's away form? They're 8th. 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 wins. What's ours? 4 wins, 2 losses. We've lost. Real talk, I don't know where people are thinking that this is just not some mini crisis. What are we doing here? Real talk, smash the like, subscribe if you are new. But what are we actually doing here? Got money on Bowen scoring. I'm not even a betting man, but I'll probably even do that myself. This is a beyond an emergency. My granddad has never seen it this bad in a running form. And obviously in my lifetime, I've certainly not seen it. Half of my life, Jurgen Klopp was the manager. And that's showing my age. Jurgen Klopp was half of the manager of my lifetime, so we've not even seen it that bad. It is beyond a crisis. It's beyond an emergency. Hence why I'm not doing no emergency meetings. Because it's not an emergency. It's not quickly get out. It's evacuating. This ship's going down. You know the Titanic where they hit the iceberg and all that stuff? It's the iceberg, doesn't it? And then it slowly tilts up. We're on our back. We're like that. It's just going down. You're getting people jumping off the ship into the life jackets. Some are just drowning. Some are just swimming to where they can. We are down bad, ladies and gentlemen. Down bad, and I don't know where it fixed. I really, really don't. I'm massively concerned. Massively, massively. Bless up to everybody. Slot out, please. Bring in PSG manager. We have won 4 matches convincingly this year. This is a beyond a joke. Sam, we've won 4 matches since 2025, in my opinion, convincingly. And I would genuinely go back if we go through Liverpool's fixtures. Real talk, we go back to 2025. So let's scroll all the way to the start of the year. And you guys play along. What games were convincing in 2025? Well, the first game in 2025, we dropped points. Draw, we lost. Accrington, okay, but that's Accrington Stanley. Forest, we dropped points. Brentford, I felt like was a snatch and grab. Lille, 2-1 narrow. Ipswich, okay, I'll give you Ipswich. PSV, for Christ's sakes, we lost. Bournemouth, they could have nicked a draw in that game. Let's not forget. I'm not even showing the tab. Yeah, Bournemouth, they could have nicked a point, I remember. Tottenham, I'll give them a call. Plymouth, we lost. Everton, we lost in the last minute. Wolves could have been 2-2 very much easily. Aston Villa was 2-2. Liverpool, Man City, I'll give them Liverpool, Man City. That's probably a top 3. Newcastle was okay. PSG was a snatch and grab. We should have lost 6 or 7. Genuinely, real talk, if it wasn't for Alisson and Superman. Liverpool beat Southampton. Okay, cool. See what I mean? Look at these games. What games have we actually sat here and thought, yo, we've played fantastic? None. Genuinely, none. I personally believe Arne Slot will be sacked if we just don't win games. I think he'll get sacked after Leeds. I think he'll be Leeds. Because then that point, you're going to be like 20 points behind Arsenal. You're going to be like, 10 points? Well, we're already 3 right now behind in the top 4. So that's possibly, if all the other teams continue to win, that's like, 12 points behind the top 4 in December? There is no way. I actually genuinely think you'll be hearing Slot out in the stadium. Real talk. Because we cannot go on to lose 6 games in a row, plus all the other mess as well. Inter, do you guys think we're getting top 8? What lunatic is thinking we're getting top 8? Because wherever you're taking, I want someone I go on my night at tonight. Not that I do any of that stuff. That's not for me. But the point of the matter is, what are you smoking? What are you taking? Because real talk, you think we're getting top 8? We're going to get beat off Inter. So Man City and other man are going to get a 4 points plus lead. Everyone's going to get a 4+ lead. Dortmund will beat Bodo Glimt. Chelsea will beat Atalanta. Sporting will probably lose to Bayern Munich. And Man City Madrid. So we're going to be 3 or 4 points behind, chat. We are going to be 3 or 4 points behind the top 8 with 2 games to go. We will need more than a miracle Istanbul settings, Barcelona settings, Dortmund settings of a comeback to get top 8. Right off the Inter game now. I know they just lost to Atletico Madrid, but this is a team that also don't concede goals, and to be honest, Inter Milan are just better than us right now. Doesn't matter if they lost the last game. Doesn't matter. Because PSV, you go to PSV, where's PSV? Where's PSV? They've been getting medias results. Olympiacos 1-1. Napoli, okay, cool. Bayer Leverkusen 1-1. Lost to Union St. Gilles. So it doesn't matter of the form. If you know how to attack and know how to set up a game plan, you will beat Liverpool Football Club either home or away. It doesn't matter. You get me? But I don't really want to be ranting. But the thing is, we've got to talk about this. We have to talk about this. Do you get me? So 20 likes hit on the channel. Yo, bless up to my G's. Let's catch up with some of your comments. Slot is a Captain Smith. Last year when I said Slot made a big mistake going to Dubai after we won the league, and React said it will not affect us this season. It's a crisis low. To be fair to you, Cameron Fox 5685, fair play. I can't remember if you said that or not, but I'm not saying you're lying. You probably did, to be honest. Genuinely, fair play. At the time, did I think it was bad? Not really, because to be honest, I think all of us were drunk. All of us will celebrate the league title. Listen, when Liverpool won the league that weekend, I was drunk for the whole weekend. Like, bro, I was in Fusion. I was in Celtic Bar. Your aunt, bless up, and Aunt knows. And you've been to Celtic Bar. I know you have. Come on, Celtic Bar in Liverpool, genuinely one of the best bars, especially if you want to go for like football vibes as well. I've heard he's been sacked behind the scenes. Who's told you that? I told you Wirtz was a bad signing low, and I told you go and get Mateta and Gahey low, and now you in breakdown mode. Listen, mate, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. Klopp destroyed us. Never rotting Salah 90. The water was coming through. The Titanic turned upside down. That says. The most concerning thing is people at the top, Liverpool, are apparently sat in the driving seat, can't see this. What stats are they looking at? Facts. We have been shocking in 2025. But the thing is, if you actually go and look at Liverpool's results from August 2024, when Slot came in against Ipswich, all the way up to West Ham when we beat him away 5-0, we were fantastic in nearly every game, barring Nottingham Forest. Like, we were winning game after game after game. So we built up so much momentum, so much groundwork in the race for the title. We knew Arsenal were just not stable enough to even compete. We would just do enough to get over the line to win the league. Tottenham, even that went behind game, won the league. Facts. Big up to PL champs. And you made a good point there. Talk about Liverpool going behind. We went behind so many times last season, but this manager got us out of it. But the difference is now he's grown warts on him. Stubbornness, naivety, poor mindset, poor mentality, not connecting with the fans. And you're a season ticket, right? I've been to a fair few games this season. And tell me if I'm lying. Just yes or no. Do Liverpool fans inside the stadium, since Arne Slot's come in, do they enjoy the football? Since he's come in, not this season, do they enjoy the football? Do majority of the fans inside the stadium enjoy the football? Because I'll tell you this for a fact, for the cheat seats at the back, no. He doesn't have a connection with the fans. That's why Jurgen Klopp also was just so creditable in the bank, because he had a connection with the fans, a connection with the city. Arne Slot doesn't have that. Okay, mid-season, yeah, you don't want to celebrate. It's kind of a decent mindset to have, because it's eyes on the prize to win trophies, which I respect. But what I don't respect is when we're going through a crisis, you're not trying to reconnect with the fans. See, people are saying no, mate. People are saying no in the chat. I'm not lying. 7 points lead. Cup virtually empty before the end of the match. Champions League at Anfield. When does that happen? Facts. We're Liverpool with 3-0 down to Atalanta. 3-0 down to Atalanta in the Europa League. It wasn't even that empty. When we were losing to game after game in the season where we just lost loads of midfielders just to their legs falling off, were fans leaving then? No. Palace need a new striker. Apparently Mo coming to us on a swap for Gahey. I wish so. Fair play, mate. Fair play. But no, chat, I'm massively concerned for this weekend. You know, Nuno Espirito Santo's come to a bit of form in West Ham. And it's getting... it is a concern. It is simply a concern. And I genuinely, real talk, I don't know where we go to even begin to try and fix this. We begin to fix this by getting rid of the people in charge. It's as simple as that. Real talk, it's simple as that. I'm going to go and get some water. Real talk, it is as simple as that. Get rid of the people in charge. Get rid of the players that need to go. Because I'll tell you this now. Is people say, oh, you're being reactionary. Go and watch all our games this season and tell me I'm being reactionary. It's beyond a crisis. It's beyond saving with this current manager and players. What's happened to our mentality? Because I'll tell you this. You got people in the press conference. People say, oh, Reacts, why are you overreacting to that? You got people in the press conference asking this manager, how did you sleep? Do any of you in the chat ever ask me, Reacts, how did you sleep last night? 1, because it's not a Q&A. 2, you're not weirdos. Why are you asking, did you sleep okay? You should be asking, why you continue to play Kirk as an inverted centre-back? Why is it your tactics are so poor? Why is it we got no midfield? Why is it we simply get the ball to Alisson, get the ball to a centre-back, lump it to Cody Gakpo, lump it to Mo Salah? Why is that the case every single time? Where's the press? I get it, Gakpo, Salah can't really do it, his legs are going. Isak's never really even been a press at Sweden, nor Newcastle. But this is where you got to find roles as a manager. You got to build your tools up. You got to get your togetherness. But again, I revert back to type. If you had a bit of a connection with the fans, there'd be a bit more understanding. But there's no connection. Because when we lose, what we do is we just do this. Right, full-time whistle's gone. Go up to the other manager, shake his hand, off down the tunnel. Absolute joke. The audacity, yeah, for some of these players and this to just go straight down the tunnel. Fucking cowards. Absolute cowards. And there's some players that I would actually stick up for. Curtis Jones came out beautifully in his interview. Speaking of, this is unacceptable. You can see by the frustration and anger on his face, which I respect him for doing so. But there's another thing saying it than doing it. That's like me now saying, chat, I know this is not the same thing, but I'm going to go outside tomorrow and, I don't know, drive to Scotland. There's something for me saying than doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? 2-0 down at home, passing it around. That was livid. Exactly. Taking too much time on the ball. As a manager, get on the fucking touchline and get instructions. Because you were doing it last season. So where's that gone? Where has the ARNE slot from August 2024 to December gone. Did it get flipping kidnapped in Dubai, in Ibiza? What if I could genuinely meet Arne Slot right now? I would genuinely say to him, Arne Slot, can I ask you a question? And he'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, what do you mean the best bars and clubs in Ibiza? Palace Cup was empty. Yep. Yep. Big up to Wesley. Hope you're well, my bro. 2:05 Sunday. West Ham 1-0. Liverpool. Sorry, just practicing for Sunday. Yeah, man. It's peak, and it's peak. It's absolute peak. Yeah, I hope you're well. I'm doing well, mate. Why don't you chat about the Arsenal? Because it's a Liverpool show. Too slow on the ball. Facts. What? I get this is not Mamardashvili's fault, right? Because he doesn't control the outfield players. But then as a goalkeeper, you're meant to command. Why is Mamardashvili so slow on the ball? I get it. No one's around him because you got players hiding like a scared cat under a bed when the fireworks are going off. That's what our players were like. The balls will go into the back of the net, and instead of that, fireworks are going off in the sky, and our players were acting like cats hiding under a flipping bed. That's what our players were acting like on Wednesday when we were losing. Last time it felt was Hodgson. We literally play with no midfield. Facts. We've literally got no midfield. Please, I would love to show like graphics and clips, but on YouTube you obviously can't because you copyright. Right? 14 of you in the building. Bless up to everybody. Slap a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for all the subs lately. Genuinely, we're 30 subs away from 2,500, which is, yeah, mad. Absolute mad to think. Not long ago, I was on like 700 subs, man, just grinding away. At the start of the PSV match, I was fuming with Mamardashvili standing up there with the ball for the large periods of time. Exactly. Why is he standing there with the ball? Lump it. Tell the players to come close to receive it and pass it at the back. How PSV played coming at the back is how we should have played going on the attack. But no, Mamardashvili, take a touch on the ball, just do this. Just looking around. Yeah, I get the stadium of Anfield's absolutely beautiful. I know it is. But that's not the time. The time is to get the ball out to the outfield players, to get the ball up the pitch, because we're getting slapped after slapped after slapped. Absolute joke. And we're going to see the same against West Ham, because they look good under Nuno. And we're not West Ham, we're going to be like, the fans are going to be up for it. Anyone's going to be up for it, because everyone's thinking, yo, buy one, you get one free. We're giving out freebies. Genuinely freebies. Do you know what we're like right now? This football club is like giving out to the homeless on the daily. It's like, you know, being a millionaire, and we're just like, yo, you're homeless, yeah? Yeah. Just giving it all out for free. The wins are right now, we are. Joke. I couldn't tell you, mate. Another post from Konate and Van Dijk. We need to stick together, sick to death of it. I know. Another post of seeing sick together. I get it. You want to try and galvanize the fan base. But there's a different way of doing that. By getting results. 20 likes, man. Bless up to you. Let's try and get to 25 likes, chat. I want a Palace and Scousers to succeed. How do we wangle this? Can Wharton play for two teams? I'm a big Patrick Berger fan. Nice old school. Number 15. Bro, you told us the games you have until Christmas breaks were all wins for Liverpool, and that Arsenal will drop points. 2 games, 2 losses for you. When are we dropping points? Honestly, you'll have to remind me who your fixtures are again. I can't remember. You'll have to let me know your fixtures again, bro. I can't remember what the fixtures are. If you let me know your games, I'll predict it. There you go. But I was wrong. I was wrong. I hope these people who are singing who are la 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 land thinking it's just a tough spell. It's going to get worse. Lads, facts and facts. What proof do we have that this is going to get better? What proof do we have that this is going to get better? Real talk. You know what? We're going to react to the press conference of yesterday. Again. Because I want people to realise about Arne Slot when it comes to the pathetic excuses that we are listening and hearing. Right? Let me make sure this is all set. Let me get the video up. And then what we're going to do is react to some clips, talk about the Konate news, why Mo Salah should be dropped, etc. So yeah, it's going to be a big show today, guys. Probably be live for a good 2 hours. Oh my god. Flipping adverts, man. Right, let's get this on the road. Hold on, I'm even sharing the screen for Christ's sakes. Share screen. Press conference. Boom. Let me know if you can hear it, chat, by the way. Right, let's find it to where Arne Slot actually walks in, because we're not bothered about some stupid ass chair. Afternoon.
That you hadn't spoken
Can you
to
guys hear this?
Hughes or any of the ownership group last night, but have you been able to since? And if so, what have those conversations been like? Has the support that you spoke about last night been reiterated?
What are you on about?
Yeah, we've had the same conversations as we've had since I'm here.
Bro, it's just the end of the cold, man. Allow it.
I'm not sure if I said it last night, but we fight on and we try to improve.
No, I'll sit away from the
That's what we all try. But the conversations have been the same as they've been for the past 1.5 years.
For you at the moment, is there an anger?
How can the conversations be the same? How can the conversations be the same? This is our worst form in over 70 years. Over 70 years, this is our worst form. And people think, yeah, it's the same in conversations. We're getting slapped every week. What are we doing?
Maybe that's too strong. Is there a frustration or a feeling of being let down by your players at the moment who aren't necessarily reaching the standards that we've come to expect from them?
No, not at all. Although I do agree with you that our standards, and with our, I mean the team, have not been of the standards that we are used to and that we want. So we think we can play better than we do. But last season, when we did really well, there was a lot of focus on certain individuals, and I always said it should be about the team, and the team makes the individuals look very good. And if the opposite is happening, we should also look at the team and not at the individuals. So that's where it's about for me.
But you also said that you have to look at yourself. What can you do different, if anything?
That's not so easy to say what can I do, but it's quite normal if you win or lose or draw that you reflect on a game. Which decisions have you made? What have you done during the week?
Well, there's no point reflecting on your decisions. There's no point reflecting on your decisions because you said the same rubbish every single week. Oh, I'm reflecting on my decisions. I need to reflect. How much fucking reflecting do you need? Genuinely, how much reflecting do you need? It's not like a kid going to school, failing their homework, and they need to reflect how to get the next question correct. What? Reflect.
All kind of usual things managers do if they win or lose. But maybe you do it a little bit more if you lose. You try to find the answer to what is needed to win a game of football. And in the end, it's about doing what this club is about is keep
We're doing what this club is about. Keep fighting, keep fighting. But where's the bloody fight? We're going out onto the battlefield, no armor, no swords, and just hoping, yeah, we're going to win this. When we come up against the other teams who are prepared, you say about fight, but where's you trying to galvanize everyone together to let you know this is a fight, we're going to get through this, but you're not fucking doing that. You're just being selfish, walking off down the tunnel, making stupidity decisions and making stupid excuses in the post-match press conferences and the press conferences. You might as well just not do it.
fighting, and no matter how difficult it is,
Just get
we have
someone
to
else to let us know the
fight
update.
together. But it would also be nice if we would reward ourselves in the moments we play well, because
Reward ourselves. What, 15, 20 minutes? Oh, we should be happy with that. We shouldn't have to just constantly reward ourselves in 15, 20 minutes supposed to win football matches. That's not how it works.
yeah, people are very focused and correctly about the parts we don't play well, but there are definitely large parts of the games where we do play well and where we do create a lot of chances, and we tend to forget to reward ourselves in those moments, and every small mistake or small error immediately leads to us conceding a goal.
Wix. One platform, any website.
Oh, go away, ads.
Still to have.
That follows on to my final question: is how pressurised a situation is this then for you as a group, for you personally, and how inhibiting can that pressure be?
No, there's a lot of pressure if you work or play at a top club, and even more so if you start losing more games than this club or this players or this manager is used to. So then there's always pressure. But there was a lot of pressure last season as well for us to win the league, and now it's a different kind of pressure because we've lost so many games. But what it does to me, I can just do the same, but I don't have to play. So maybe my job is a little bit easier if it comes to this.
A little bit easier, you know.
Because I think it's hard for every player. If you are in a bad run of results, if you go down immediately after 3 minutes, and then you play a good first half, and then 10 minutes after halftime, again you concede. So we get knock after knock after knock, which is hard. But
No, just throw the towel in. We're in the 12th round, getting slapped after slapped. Just get the towel, throw it in.
That's why I keep saying that, especially when that happens, we have to keep fighting, and that's what we've done so well last season.
What did he say, Bob?
And what this club is about for so many years, and that's what we expect.
Mate, we're
The
losing
minimum
to you,
what
mate.
I and we expect
That's up
is
to you, my
that we
brother.
do this over 90 minutes, which is not always easy if you get knock after knock after knock.
That's not good luck.
Big up, my bro.
Can I just ask you about the fitness of some of your players? Who obviously with his problem that he picked up, and how Florian and Alisson are as well.
Ali trained again with the team
Well, Alisson's back, so obviously Alisson was ill.
today, so we hope and expect him to be available in the weekend. Florian will have his final day of rehab tomorrow, so
How did Florian Wirtz even get injured, Arne? Care to explain?
if that
No,
all
no
goes
one
well,
asks
he could
these
train with the team on
questions,
Saturday. And the third one was Hugo.
That's annoying.
Of course, today was recovery, but they don't expect that it has to be a big issue. But yeah, games come fast, so let's see for the weekend. But it shouldn't have to be a big issue.
And as far as West Ham are concerned as well, it feels like a bit of a long time for you that they're moving in a different direction now under Nuno Espirito Santo. They seem to have got a new wind and a fresh confidence of their own, I suppose. How do you feel they've been doing?
Yeah, like you said, he's having an impact on their results. He's done so well everywhere he worked here in England, and did so well at Forest. Now he's doing well at West Ham again. So it's he's proved.
Listen, the past, our record against Nuno is a bit meaty. Wolves, when he was at Wolves, he gave us some good games. And when he was at Forest, I mean, you saw it for last season, for Christ's sakes. what happened. Lost and 1-1.
Proven to be a difficult manager to play against, not only for me, but for everyone, because he always has a very good game plan. And it's a tough team to beat at the moment, West Ham, which was different maybe than the beginning of the season, but we face them now. And that's why, we definitely need to be ready for a challenge, because that's what they will give us. Because they know, of course, after our recent run of results, that that's probably different for them to play against us now than it was 3 or 4 months ago.
Looking at the XG stats for the last 3 games.
XG stats. Sorry, are you taking the mick? My man's bringing up XG stats. Shush, man. Could be that another time where another game midweek. We ain't got a manager lined up yet. Yeah. Lucy was Anfield Index earlier, saying Dutch journos who due to fly in home Wednesday stayed for the press conference yesterday, which is strange, becoming big news in Holland. Really? He said, I can only do the same, but I don't have to play. I know. Pathetic. Just won't rotate. Just won't change his style of play. Just won't do anything. Absolute. If we sack Dalglish, why can't we sack Slot on our form? He won us a cup, got us to a cup final, and also had massive credit with Liverpool in his previous stint. XG is only positive to stat he has, even though in the highlights, failure to convert the chances. I'm not a fan of XG stats because it's just another way of basically saying you were shit. It's genuinely just another way of saying you were shit. Yep, and talk is big in Holland for ARNE. Bonkers, I think they know matter of when.
So Liverpool's is 6.59 and your opponent's 5.39 combined. I just wonder what would you take from that?
Frustration. XG don't always tell you the right story, because I think it's also important when do you get those chances. So and after you concede, you tend to be more open than when you're 1 or 2-0 up. I think when we were 1-0 up against Real Madrid and 2-0 against Villa, we hardly conceded a chance, and that has happened in many more of our games when we were leading. But yeah, when you chase the game, you concede normally more. But I think a large part of this XG that we create is in the first part of the game as well. And that's why one of the players said today, and I just used that quote, we don't reward ourselves for good phases of the game or good parts of the game. And this is probably what is best shown in our XG created, because it's ridiculous, because normally you score more than you XG. The amount of times you see a team scoring 3 or 4 goals from a low XG value, and then if you see our XG yesterday evening, but yeah, I didn't need XG to know that we missed a lot of chances.
And Curtis Jones gave quite a passionate interview after the game last night. I just wondered what you thought of what he said and that kind of passion, that anger, that frustration. How does it feel when you hear your players speaking like that?
Then you assume that I heard what he said, and that is what I didn't. So after the game, I have to do 120 interviews.
He said that he was
You did
past
not
being
have to
angry and
explain.
spoke about wanting to be a dog and tackle out there, do some of those kind of things as well.
Guys, best ever Black Friday has arrived with it.
We're also going to react to a David Lynch interview, which I think is very interesting, very shortly as well.
And can all happen at the same time.
Really good if you bring it to the game, and I think this is what the players at least tried to do yesterday. All the data in terms of running data were very high. They had a lot of personal bests, so they tried yesterday a lot. but it didn't lead to anything in terms of result. And I think this is what he is saying. If we can bring this as a team to the game, this is where is the minimum I expect and the minimum the fans expect from us, that we fight. And this is, I use the word fight, he uses probably some other
sorry,
words.
you ain't getting away with that.
We're on the
fans expect. Yeah, the fans are showing their expect. Where are you showing the expect?
Same page when it comes to how we want to get out of this situation.
I don't think you're showing it.
Just wondering how you go about restoring damaged confidence, because I assume that's something obviously you can't train that into them. But is there anything you can do to try and help them? Because it's obviously the morale is so low on the pitch.
The morale is fucking well.
And that last thing I think should be said extra at times, because I don't see it being low when we start the game. I didn't even saw it low after we conceded the 1-0 yesterday.
That's because teams are sitting back.
But after the third, the fourth,
the morale
the fifth
is
knock,
low.
then after the 3-1, I also saw a very difficult 5 to 10 minutes. But before that, even when we conceded the 2-1, again had a disappointment.
Nightmare.
We were able to generate enough chances, enough XG to make the 2-2. But after they scored the 3-1, I could indeed see that it hurt the players, and that wasn't the period where our fighting spirit was the best in the game, to say it mildly.
And when they're in that mindset, are you confident your message is still getting across to them?
After the 3-1, it's very difficult
I
to
think
get
your
a
message is getting across to Arne Slot. But the difference is, with your message getting across, the tactics you are presenting, the tactics that you are telling the players to do, and that we are seeing, is so diabolical, they've got no choice but to listen. You can clearly tell some of them are listening, but it's your fucking tactics. They're fucking shit. Kirkes as an inverted centre-back. What are you fucking thinking? This is not a Jurian Timber who can just play across the back four. This is not a Calafiori type versatile defender. This is not Joe Gomez. This is Milos Kirkes, who played out and out as a left back for Bournemouth. Not inverted, not this. Just tell the truth. Yeah, I've got it wrong. The way I'm trying to set up our team is nothing but shit.
Across to them when I'm at the side.
Just be honest. Take some fucking accountability and take a good mindset. Look yourself in the mirror and think, is this working? Do I like the football that we've actually won games in? No, but I might actually have to start doing that to save our damn season. We're at the Carabao Cup. We're not getting top 8 in the Champions League. And the top 5 is looking like an absolute stretch. I don't care if anyone says, Reacts, calm down, 3 points behind, blah, 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 blah. 3 points behind. Well, we'll see in 3 more games' time when we're like 9 points, 10 points adrift. Do you think we're beating West Ham? Do you think we're beating Sunderland? Do you think we're beating Inter Milan? Absolutely not.
Sideline, but before the game and during halftime, I think the message comes across to them. If I see how we
the message comes across,
their chances, it is a lot of the things we train and where
man said the message.
What is in the meeting. But unfortunately, it doesn't lead to goals, and that is difficult for them, for me, for our fans, for everyone. But that the message comes across is very clear to me if I see the way we generate our chances. And that is a lot from the work we do on the training pitch and during the meetings. So yeah, that's for me, that's obvious. But yeah, when we're 3-1 down, then it's difficult to get the message across.
Imagine being able to build anything.
How does the message come across when we're not winning, but it comes across when we're losing? No, because what you do is when we're losing, we're 3-1 down to PS3, you throw on all the attackers and think, right, shit, I need to get us out of the jail here. Then we just leave all the attackers on and leave ourselves with even more less midfielders. Absolute.
Can I just ask about Joe Gomez?
China a minute.
You said the other day he had an injection last week. but how close is he to being able to play sort of meaningful minutes for you?
How close? He could have been involved yesterday as well in terms of minutes.
No.
But yeah,
Be honest. Be honest. Be honest with the fan base for once. Be honest. Be honest. You didn't want to put him on the bench. You put him on the bench to prove a point. Because you're so far under pressure, you're making stupid decisions. Oh, I'm going to put Joe Gomez on the bench for him to not play. No, because you constantly get asked about Joe Gomez. You know there's talk within social media. You have a social media team. You have a social media team. They will be telling you, you damn right know what the fans are thinking because you even mentioned it in your press conference. You saying this, I tried the whole team, because basically everyone was saying why didn't you try and along those lines. So you know what the fans are saying, and that's why you put Joe Gomez on the bench because you did the exact same thing again. I'll be gobsmacked if we see Joe Gomez on Sunday. Absolutely gobsmacked. We're going to see the exact same team again for the 50,000th time.
We are 2-1 down or 3-1 down. I tend to make offensive substitutions. And for him to start a game is also definitely a possibility. But Konate didn't train 2 days before the game. He was a bit of a liability 2 days before. And then if you don't have that many defenders to start with two players that maybe might not be able to play the whole 90, that's kind of a risk as well. So I decided to keep him. How do you say this? But you know probably what I mean. To keep him there for if Ibu was injured, and not to have to make two substitutions because then probably would have ended up with one or two defenders.
How did you sleep last night?
I had to hear it again. I actually couldn't believe what I heard yesterday. Even Slot was like, "Raw, this guy was asking how I slept." Yo, am I in a Q&A session? You know what? Ask him what's his favorite Lucozade. He's got Lucozade right in front of him. Ask him what's his favorite Lucozade. Listen to that again. I'm getting that as a clip. I am.
To have to make two substitutions because then probably would have ended up with one or two defenders.
How did you sleep last night?
What do you think?
How do you sleep? Even Slot's like, what is that question? He's like, what do you think? Even my brother was like, "Raw, what do you think?" Even he's like, what a daft question to ask. How did you sleep? Slot, what's your favorite pizza, mate? What's your favorite alcoholic beverage? You know, you go to Dubai and Ibiza a lot. What's your favorite? What's your go-to Tesco meal deal? You know, tell me, man. What's your favorite clothing brand? What haircut do you get? I mean, actually, no, not that, because clearly. But real talk, how did you sleep? Whoever asked her that question needs sacking. How did you sleep? Out of all the questions, you get to ask him one question. You say, "Mr. On a Slot, how did you sleep last night?"
That's well.
No, not the best. Not completely poor. It wasn't as if I lie awake for the whole night. But although if we win, I don't sleep well.
To be fair, Wesley, you say, "Where is Catalan, bro?" Wesley, where is Baran? Where is Baran?
Also. So then there's probably a lot of adrenaline, and now there's a lot of thoughts going through your mind. But I had a few hours of sleep, enough to be able to be fresh again this morning.
Peter Bos yesterday said after the game that he would have a drink with you. Did you have that drink? What did you talk about?
No, unfortunately.
No, you said no to a drink. Raw. My brother said no to a drink. Arne Slot said no to a drink. Raw. He said no to a drink. What? My man said no to a drink. Wow. Well, considering you're always in Ibiza and Dubai, I'm actually surprised you didn't get that drink.
I asked him to come in, but I had quite a lot of media work to do. And afterwards, when I came in, it was already a bit too late. So I will text him today to one more time congratulate him. So we didn't have time to have a drink now.
Is he also someone you would talk to about having some advice for facing this challenge? Because he's been through this before. For you, it's the first time.
I think there are a lot of people which I could call for advice, but there are a lot of people working at this club that can give me very good advice as well.
Mark? Hi, Arne. You spoke just now about the messaging between you and the players, and also you spoke about how there was good moments mostly in the first half compared to the second half. If you think back to last season, there were so many occasions where we were able to change things at half-time and get an improved performance. So do you think there's any difference in how you're adapting and assessing what's happening in that half-time period, or do you feel like the players are still taking on that messaging in the same way?
I think we always remember the last 1 or 2 games the most. I think our second half performance against City was much better than our first half performance. If I go further back, so the first loss we had was against Crystal Palace. Our second half performance was much better than the first half performance. So
Nano Banana Pro.
Bloody hell. I don't care about flipping some banana.
it has been all the losses we've had have had a different story.
Bro,
And the last
the
two,
whole room
indeed, the
nearly
second
laughed.
half.
Even the people that ask stupid questions even thought, bruh, you get to ask this manager a question and you say, how did you sleep? Raw.
Wasn't as good as the first half, but
These are the things people need to be picking up on about the mentality and the mindset of our football club. You know, these are just the little things I'm mentioning, and I'm like,
in the last two, we conceded straight after halftime.
if I have a horrible day, few days at work, if I have a horrible few days at uni, life ain't going well, crap at work, do you think people say to me the next day, how did you sleep? No. Just get on with it.
Already being disappointed in the first half, not getting what we thought we deserved. And like I said, in my opinion, the players kept on fighting after 2-1 because we were able to create 2 or 3 very good moments and chances. The Cody Gakpo header is, I think, usually a goal. But this moment of time, not for us. We've generated enough set pieces in that part of the game as well. But after the 3-1, again, that's the part people tend to remember, which is normal because the last part of the game. That was, of course, not of the standards and of the fighting spirit we would like to have in our team.
Rob? Arne, when you lose 3 successful games, you look at the team and think it maybe needs a jolt. Do you look at the players who have less minutes, the likes of Gomez and Endo Kies, and think they might be able to run the team now? Or have you seen enough from players that this can change the ones who haven't been playing?
I think you consider everything. Until now, I've decided differently. But they train with us every single day, and they can prove themselves in those moments. And yeah, it's always a balance between if you don't change, people think you should change more. And I think there was a period of this season where we lost, and I made a few changes where people complained about the fact that I made a few changes too much, and there was never any time the same team. So of course, I consider, but I cannot tell you what the end product of that consideration is for Sunday yet.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, Arne.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Arne.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Anna. Thank you, Anna. Robot man. Chat. I do want to react to a David Lynch video. I do want to react to a couple of what he said. Slot future. Wow. Let's have a listen.
I'm going to show you all of the.
No one cares, love.
Their weekend trip to West Ham United from its usual slot on Friday morning to this Thursday afternoon. I didn't think they would have expected that this press conference would hold such significance and that there'd be such tension around it, really, because Liverpool's situation has gone from bad to worse.
Did you see the questions that he got
face the press today and face a lot of questions about that fact. Now, they've done that. They've moved the press conference because the idea is to do a recovery session today. Then they'll have the Friday off, back into training on Saturday, and that is then the perfect preparation for Sunday. And I know that will make some people a little bit uncomfortable that they're having days off around these moments. But you have to say it was a big strength of theirs last season, the players keeping them fresh, making sure there weren't injuries, allowing the managers to pick a consistent starting 11. But you do also understand that when this happens, when the players are being given days off after disappointing results and performances as they have been recently, then people are going to raise their eyebrows, whether it's fair or not. Now, the fact is, it's not just concerns, is there, about the training schedule. It's concerns about the manager's future and the direction the club's going in at the moment after that defeat to PSV made it 9 losses in 12 games for Liverpool. And of course, talk about that, about the manager's future and what happens next, dominated this press conference. And we'll start really with what the manager and the people above him, how they are getting on at the moment. And of course, they are the people who will decide his fate. If he were to get sacked, that decision would come from Richard Hughes, the sporting director, and the people above him at FSG, including Michael Edwards. And he was asked about how those conversations have gone in the aftermath of last night's defeat. And he said, "We've had the same conversations we had since I was here. We fight on, we try to improve." So no suggestion of a change, that it's become frosty or he seems to fear for his job at the moment. And of course, the messaging, as you would expect from Liverpool, is that he's very much safe in his job, and very much that's the messaging from Slot's camp as well. But he does acknowledge that there's a lot of pressure if you work or play at a top club, and even more so if you start losing more than this club, these players and this manager is used to. And I thought it was interesting, he says that this manager is used to as well, because he's alluding to the fact that, you know, in his managerial career so far, he has basically just been a winner and everything's gone on an upward trajectory. But of course, the flip side to that is that he's also not really faced a crisis like this, and he isn't used to trying to drag a side out of this. So that makes it a really difficult challenge for him, and a real test really of his managerial credentials, doesn't it? Is he able to turn this around? So I guess the question is, how is he going to go about doing that? Can he get them out of it? And what would he do differently to do it? And he was asked about that, and he said, "It's not easy to say, but it's quite normal if you win, lose or draw that you reflect on decisions you make." And so I think he's kind of said he's thinking about changes, maybe even in the starting lineup. That's thinking it's something he is thinking. Of course, there have been calls, haven't there, for big changes in the team. Maybe that's bringing in Federico Chiesa, maybe seeing a bit more of Joe Gomez. And he did mention in this that basically a lot of these decisions, he said, these players have got the opportunity in training to show that they should be the ones who play. And I have to say, I think, you know,
no offense, David, right? But Slot was just chatting rubbish there. Because if you're showing it in training, why isn't Chiesa getting minutes then? Real talk.
Changing the team and putting Joe Gomez in, maybe putting Federico Chiesa in for Mo Salah, that may work in the short term. You may get a slight uplift in performances. But I have to say, I kind of agree with the manager's thinking in that, you know, it would almost be pulling levers, wouldn't it, and panicking a little bit to start changing the players, because he has got to surely look at it and think, the players I've got at the moment, they are of such high quality. Why aren't they playing better? And is it because I'm not giving them conditions to do that? Am I not giving Mohamed Salah the ball in the areas where he wants it? Am I not making sure that Alexis McAllister is protected so that he doesn't have to cover big spaces? Am I making sure the press is finely attuned so that McAllister doesn't look like he's 10 minutes late to get to the press? And similarly with Gakpo.
10 minutes late, you know,
both in possession and out of possession. I think it's fair that he's thinking that, but of course he is in a position now where you do start to get a bit panicky, and maybe he starts to make decisions like say, maybe throwing in a Chiesa, even if that's not someone he sees as a long-term option, it might start to fix things in the short term. So it'll be interesting to see what he does on that front. But he did mention that it's all down to training at the moment. Of course, you would expect in training that Mohamed Salah is probably doing more than Federico Chiesa, and that's why he's making those sorts of decisions.
Well, why not just give it a go?
But you can't keep losing games, and people are going to expect you to try things that are kind of thinking outside the box and trying things that you wouldn't usually do.
That's what great managers
so maybe
do.
the manager's in that situation.
Great
and maybe
managers
we'll see
do. I'm not
of
wrong.
that in the West Ham game. And another thing he said around the pressure that's on him and the performances at the moment, that people are focused on the moments when we don't play well, but there are parts when we do. And of course, you could criticise that and say there aren't many. And I think he's fair to say that. I mean, in the Nottingham Forest game, the 30 minutes he played there was the best he'd played for a little while prior to that, really. And I thought they were impressive in that period. Of course, they don't get the goal, they concede, and then it collapses. And I also think the response to going 1-0 down in yesterday's game was pretty decent as well. They played some good football. Van Dijk hits the bar. They had plenty of opportunities as well, or decent opportunities, but they were dominating the ball and they were getting into PSV's final third. So he's right to highlight those moments. But I think what the big worry is that those moments now where they are dominating games or playing well are so fleeting, aren't they? Like I say, half an hour against Nottingham Forest, maybe this half an hour in the second part of the first half against PSV Eindhoven. That's not enough for a top team. And as soon as they suffer a setback, which will always happen in football games, they immediately collapse, don't they? And I think that's the big concern for him. And
collapse.
I think if there's one,
we fall off a cliff.
One thing that maybe concerned me that he talked about in today's press conference as well. He was asked about the expected goals that Liverpool have chalked up versus their opposition in the last few games. And it said they've generated 6.59 XG, the opposition that is. Liverpool have generated 5.39 expected goals, and yet the goal count is 10-1 in the opposition's favour. And he described that as ridiculous, really, that is how things are going. And I have said, in fairness to the manager, that I do feel at times this season Liverpool have been very poor. They've also been quite unlucky with the way some of the goals have gone.
We have been unlucky. I do agree with you, David. But the counterpoint to that is they're 15, 20-minute spells. They're 15, 20-minute spells. How bad we've been outweighs the 15, 20-minute spells.
In crazy moments like Van Dijk handling the ball in the game yesterday, and sometimes just
build a website you love.
I'm all right, Tar.
Chances they've missed. Gakpo hitting the woodwork 3 times against Manchester United. But one thing he said that kind of concerned me, he said, I didn't need XG to know we missed a lot of chances. And this was in last night's game specifically. But for me, I'm not entirely sure about that analysis, to be honest. I didn't feel, even in the second half when Liverpool tried to rally back from 2-1 down, even in the periods where they were dominant in the first half, it didn't feel like they were absolutely knocking the door down and it was inevitable.
Facts. It was just side to side, Henderson, prime Henderson ball. We didn't challenge the keeper. Name me more than 4 chances where we was like, flipping hell, whoa, what a save.
That they would score. Now, they do end up the game with 2.5 expected goals, but that comes from, as I mentioned in my post-match review, from 27 shots. Now, PSV get 2.17 expected goals, and of course there's a penalty in there as well, but from just 9 shots, and they score 4 goals from 6 shots on target, and the big chance count ends 5-4 in PSV's favour. So that tells me something. It tells me that Liverpool, yes, having a lot of shots, but not creating high-quality opportunities, whereas PSV
just like
are doing the opposite, not taking too many shots, but when they get shots, they're really, really good chances that you are more likely to put in the back of the net. And so for the manager to say, he felt that he missed a lot of chances yesterday. Now, I don't really, as I say, I don't agree with that. I think they had a lot of shots, but they didn't miss a lot of big chances, or certainly didn't miss as many as PSV, or create, as many as PSV. And so, if he's feeling they have been unlucky, and I agree in some aspects around this season, I wouldn't say it's one of the main reasons that they are where they are. And I think the fundamentals that are going wrong in terms of the build-up, the pressing structure, all those issues are the things that he probably should be more worried about than not putting chances away in terms of that. And I think that's an area he needs to sort out if he is able to fix, if he is given the time.
Do you think he can do that, David?
To do so is to create cleaner better chances than Liverpool are at the moment, and maybe you'll see that finishing and the XG start to reflect what they're actually getting in games. I don't think you're seeing that at the moment. Now, I'm going to move away very briefly from the manager's future because...
Well, you talk about injuries there. We already know about that. But yeah, chat, I do want to wrap up in the next 5 minutes. So we're going to go through some quick updates. If you have not seen, this came out this morning. My granddad rang me and said, look, is it true about Konate? I was like, what's that? He's like, Konate to Madrid, off. So I went on Twitter, did a bit of thing. And this is what I found. Fabrizio Romano, Real Madrid have informed Liverpool that they won't proceed with Ibrahim Konate deal for 2026. After having Konate on a shortlist for a long time, deal off, reports The Athletic. Konate is still discussing a new deal at Liverpool. Proposal on the table. No final decision yet. I think he will sign at Liverpool. I do. I think the only other place Konate goes to is either Bayern Munich, because you got the situation with Upamecano there, or Paris Saint-Germain. I think they're the only two places he goes. I can't think of anyone else where he'll realistically go. David Ornstein, David Ornstein also did confirm it on his Twitter page that, again, that was confirmed. I will have to read that article because I want to see what that is about regarding Adam Wharton. And Liverpool are still trying to do the deal. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a joke. They've definitely been seeing that, and I also see this about Gay. I don't think they take Gay here. If I'm honest, I think they try and get Upamecano. That's what I mean. Konate is either neither accepted or rejected the final contract offer. We're just being told Konate's agent will meet with LFC officials within 72 hours. So I think we're going to find out within the coming weeks if Konate is going to be leaving Liverpool or not, or whether he does sign the contract. What's this? There is a major difference in the expectations over Ibrahim Konate's future. Real Madrid are confident they'll land the 26-year-old. Well, that's wrong, mate, because that was 1 day ago. So, yeah, they can't be confident now because they've pulled out the race. So, yeah, chat, let me know, man. What? Konate, I mean, look, it is what it is. He's probably either going to stay or go to PSG. But I will talk about that on the transfer show that I'm going to do on Monday in much detail. But I do want to end off the stream with a little West Ham preview. Well, predicted 11. What do you think the lineup's going to be? I mean, I think this could be the easiest lineup. I think Slot is going to go Kirkes. Shock. I think he's going to go Virgil van Dijk. He's going to go with his boy, his fancy man, Ibrahim Konate. At right back, I think he's going the same again. Chat, I know. I genuinely think we will see the same team again, barring I think it'll be Isak. He might go Gomez in there at a push, but that's what I think. Let me catch up with some chat messages. We fart on like he's managing Wolves. I know. Got slapped 4-1 at home, 2 days off. Joke. Poor mentality, if I'm honest. Don't be surprised if he's gone on a holiday. I swear, if I find out he's gone on holiday or gone somewhere for 2 days, don't even let him come back and collect his shit. We don't clear cut chances. We genuinely don't. It's just silly little shots. People think, oh yeah, it's a chance. No, it's not. I would Ramsey, but Slot goes to Bosley. Oh man, but who's he going to put in? I don't think he plays Wirtz. I don't think he'll go Florian Wirtz. In my opinion, I don't personally see it. But yeah, chat. You guys have got a big show you can go and watch. Uncle Rod's is doing a show with Coppish Cow, Fozzie, and them man. So smash a like, subscribe to this channel. We're about 6 likes away from 30. So make sure you do all those good things. I will be back either tomorrow, if not Sunday, for the watch along, plus the match reaction, the evening show, and a couple of more shows during this weekend. But yeah, I wanted to go through these little bits of Konate. I honestly, I don't want to talk about Konate right now because I'm absolutely I'm wound up. So I don't want to talk about it. But we will talk about it when the time comes. I expected that. I really did expect that about he won't sign with Real Madrid, and I said it from the day one, and now he's not going to sign. So yeah, it's calm. It is calm. But yeah, chat, we're gonna go and raid Uncle Rod. Stay at 26 likes, yo. Bless up to the chat, man. Bless up, man, yo. My community, man. Big up to Bonkers as well. Always in there supporting. Big up to Sam. Big up to Andico. Who else we got in there? We've had Mick in here. Catalan. We've had Wesley in here, I know. And we've had some others as well. Bless up to everybody. We're going to raid Uncle Rod's. Say Footy Reacts TV raid. And I'll see you guys all very again shortly. Slot out. Get the whole lot out. Will we beat West Ham? I guess we'll have to find out.